Okay, so I got that. I am going to modules, and I'm gonna try and open this up. And, okay, we got a little bit of a guide. Where's it at? There's some instructions. I'm gonna publish those. Cam scanner instructions. And I'm gonna change these slightly as we go through here. How many people have the cam scanner on their phone? At least. All right, good, good. That's very good. Let's see here. Do you want to get anything you can't load it up? And then any signatures? That'd be good. Okay, so you already have it loaded. Do you have Canvas loaded on the student version of Canvas? Okay, most of you do. Dash, do you got that? Yeah. All right, good, good. If you have. I need a little volume. Why does this always turn off?
You're gonna search that up in the App Store.
All right, we already did this part.
It's this one right here, the green one, and you're just gonna click download. It's completely free. And then I already have it downloaded, so it just says to open. So I'm gonna go to that app, Cam Scanner. And you see over here, it'll show up when you click the photo. Oh, it'll show up as single, but since you're doing multiple documents, you're gonna.
All right, go ahead and open up Cam Scanner. Open up Cam Scanner, if you would. On the bottom, when you open it up, it'll say single or batch. If you have more than one
Slide
page,
that over and go to batch.
you want to do batch. We only have one page, so we can get away with single. Okay? You have Cam Scanner on there? All right, try that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It downloaded yesterday, but then it got deleted off the phone for some reason.
All right, so go to single, and you want to have the front of your homework. So what you're turning in, hold your phone up, have that on the table. You might want to pull it out of it would help me out if you pull it out. If you need to kind of stand to get an angle, that's fine. But you want to click that. Now stay with me here.
So these are just my math notes, and I'm gonna take a picture.
So you're just gonna do
and see that will go over to the
picture.
side on the right, and then I'm just gonna flip it over and take
Did you do it?
another picture, and then see the two down on the bottom right hand side. I'm gonna.
Okay. Do you have Cam Scanner?
Yeah, I just.
What? You need to upload whatever you got.
Okay.
So even if you don't have it done, that's why I have it checked. All right,
Case.
go ahead and hit that.
Where's your case?
Okay, now there's a pop-up with like a green grid around it. You need to move that to make sure it hits your entire paper. If it does, okay. Okay, don't do anything yet. So you hit that little green arrow on the right. What we're gonna need to do is rename it at some point here. So there'll be a little green arrow down here. Click that.
Are we supposed to register?
Share.
You shouldn't have to register.
Here, I just
No, don't
say
register.
save to files, and then
Hold on. This went too far. Hold on, I got off here somehow.
so these are just my math notes, and I'm gonna take a picture and see that'll go over to the side on the right, and then I'm just gonna flip it over and
Hold it
take
right there. 'Cause you're my guinea
another
pig.
picture, And then see the 2 down on the bottom right-hand side, I'm gonna click on that,
So you
And
gotta
then it'll
move
just
those,
crop it for you
crop
to
it,
get
so that you get the entire
your notes in.
notes in there.
And then I'm gonna click the green plus sign.
You hit, that's a check, you hit, click that. Okay, now at this
And then that
point
made
here,
a new doc up here. And
you need to click up here. You should have something up there, and you're gonna rename it. So, do section 1.3 homework or whatever. So click up there and rename that. Okay. Here, sorry. Do we got everybody?
Is this
so.
What's that?
This one? Sorry, what's up here?
Okay, good.
Or do I rename this?
No, you look like you renamed it.
Nobody sits here, right?
So hit it. Okay, let's see. Oh, so you want to have it, see, I don't want to, I just want the actual picture. Like, you want to eliminate everything but just the paper. All right, now, once you're here, did you rename it, Preston? Okay, you should have a check. Click that check on the bottom. All right, let's see here. All right, did it say something on the bottom, tap to share? Click share. Okay, and what you want to do, don't go through that ribbon yet. Go down to where it says share PDF. Click that. And it says something about remove watermark. Don't worry about that. Just say I got it. And now you're going to click on the share at the top right. Okay, click on the share in the top right and go to your ribbon and go to Canvas. I know we may have to do this again with you. That's okay. Now, you go under there. So, I'd like to get that on my screen. Okay, it should say, after you hit share, it should say course and assignment. You got to go to course. Hold on, Con. And you got to find Algebra 1 DLAP. Click on that. And then you go to assignment. And you go click that. Yep. And you'll click submit. And that's how it gets in there. It is now in there. Assignment submitted. Now, I know we might have to go through some of this individually with you.
Share JPEG.
You turn this in, whatever you got done. If you got the whole thing done, you turn that whole thing, you got half of it done, you gotta turn in that. All right, good. All right, did you get some done? Good? All right.
You already have what?
All right. What's this thing?
So you have.
Look back.
Why'd you hit next?
Yeah.
It's going to 9.
No.
It still says next.
I can't believe it. Last year's.
On your computer, I would just forgot your password.
I did. I just started it. And it just brings back this page up.
Did it send you back to, did it send you an email to redo your password?
No. But I think I can.
They usually swear.
Yeah. Does it have it? Do I have to download it?
I would check your email. See. You log into your email, your school email. So open up Outlook.
I didn't do these. I didn't do these 4, but I did the rest.
Okay.
share. Now, share. So, yeah. Okay. You don't get it dirty. Mr. Schiller, make sure we can get,
We have,
hmm?
so we have 13.
Yeah, 13, all right. We'll just want to keep going and then they get time.
Okay.
All right, hey, great job. Now, for those of you who got it, those of you who didn't, we'll have to go through it individually at times. Did you get attendance?
Yeah.
Everybody here?
Yes.
And what I want you to do now is if you haven't already done so, do these on the back. They're not all 10. It's not all gonna be 10.
Is it gonna be 11?
Nope, they're all different.
Right.
Yes,
All right, and now if you've got it uploaded, if you did like we said, go ahead and put your phone. I don't think you'll need your phone at this point. Hey, did we get Parker or Austin? Did we get what? Parker? You got that?
Yeah. No, I checked it out.
Yeah. Right here.
Oh, no.
Where you here?
So, I totally transferred, so I'm not logged in. I know I use it.
It's usually, I think it's the last 4 of your.
So last year was like, YR1C something.
Okay, so now did you do the scan?
I guess I did, so yeah.
All right, who's got an answer for number 1? Sam?
14.
14. Okay, so we got 6 divided by 3 is 2, 12 and 2 is 14. Very good. All right, number 2, Zach? 8. Let's see here, we got 11 minus 5 is going to be 6. I'm going to add 2, that is 8. Very good. Number 3, Jada? 10. Let's see. So I got 2 times 7 is going to give me 14. And then I got to do 8 divided by 2 is 4. 14 minus 4 is 10. Very nice. All right, number 4, what is the product of 3 and the difference of 6 and 2? Grant? 12. So I got the difference of 6 and 2 is going to be 4. And then 3 times 4 is going to give me 12. Very good. All right, nice job. All right, I was not anticipating that.
All right, we are going to, all right, here's your answers for the homework. And some days we'll go over these in great detail. Some days we'll just kind of gloss over them just depends upon the complexity of the assignment. Your first quiz is no calculator. So yes, I know at home you could just type those into your calculator and get an answer, but you can't do that at this point, okay? That has to be done by hand. So just kind of check your answers.
Do you have any questions about one that you're pretty confident in?
Now, number 7, check your answer. Number 7 has to be undefined, and you're gonna need to be able to spell it. Okay, that I'm not asking for a whole lot here, but undefined, be able to spell it correctly, I should say. not just spell it. All right, and now anytime you got other zero, 0 divided by 5 is 0, and anytime you multiply by 0, that is 0. Those are tend to be the trickiest ones. So 13 through 24 here. Negative 72, 14 is negative 24, 15 is negative 6. Make sure your negative sign is clear. 16, undefined, divided by 0. 17 is 36, 18 is negative 6. 19 is 0, 0 divided by a number is 0. 20 is negative 35, 21 is negative 9, 22 is 36, 23 is 8, and 24 is negative 55 for that. Now, I know we didn't do any yesterday with the variables, but you've had enough experience. You should have been able to pull these off. Negative 24 divided by 6 is negative 4. 26 is negative 3 times 6. 27, positive 8, your final answer. 28 should be 24. 29 should be 3. 30 is negative 48. Okay. All right. Anything that's just any issue that you can think of that you need to go over? Positive times a positive is positive. Negative times a negative is positive. If you got one of each, they are both negative. Okay. Now, adding and subtracting. Let's see something here. Let me see something real quick. No, we're good. All right, these tend to be a little bit harder. I'm going to give you guided notes here in 1 minute. I'm just going to I just want you to pay attention for a second. And I'm going to go over a little bit of strategies, okay, for adding real numbers, so positives and negatives, okay, for that. Now, this is just like good old-fashioned normal, 3 plus 2. Don't make it difficult. That's just going to be 5. Anytime we got a positive, I'm going to use what we call a green chip. Green's going to represent a positive number. Red chip's going to represent a negative number. Okay. What about 1 plus negative 4? What is that answer going to be?
Negative 3.
The answer is negative 3. There's 2 ways you can look at it, and then we're going to go over some rules. If you got 1 positive number, you got 4 negative numbers. Anytime you got a positive and a negative number, they cancel each other out. Kind of like if you talk about charges in science, a positive and a negative will cancel each other out. Well, how many charges are we left with? We're left with negative 3 charges. You can also use the number line. Anytime you have a positive number, you move to the right. Anytime you have a negative number, you move to the left. So if I'm starting at 1, it tells me to move to the left 1, 2, 3, 4 spots. I end up at negative 3. Okay? That's another way to think about it. All right, what if I have negative 3 plus 5? Okay, we can think about it both ways. Negative 3 means I have 3 red charges, plus 5 means I have 5 green charges. How many cancel out? 1, 2, 3 cancel out. What am I left with? Okay. 2, positive 2. If you think about the number line, you start at negative 3. I go to the right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I end up at 2. All right, what about that last one without doing any of those? Any idea what negative 4 plus negative 2 is, Connor?
It'd be 6, right?
Positive 6
6.
or negative 6? That's the big difference. Well, here's how it works. You start at negative 4. If it tells you to add a negative, you're going to move which way? You move to the left. So where do I end up at? Negative 6. If you think about this in terms of the chips, negative 4 plus negative 2, I got 4 red chips. I got 2 more red chips. That gives me a total of negative 6. Okay. So you can use the number line, you can use the chips, and then we're going to come over with a different, just like some algebra rules to figure that out. All right. I'm going to give you some guided notes here. Make sure you put your name on these. And these will go in your notebook. And also put the date. Put the date. You did respond to the comment about, if you give me one. Let me start on this. I need, 3 up here.
Everybody get one?
Going
Perfect. Everybody?
Yep.
All right. Adding, subtracting real numbers. And we're gonna go through this and then we're gonna figure out, we're gonna come up with a rule for this. -3 plus -7. So you can think about this on the number line. So -3 tells you to start at this point right here. And if it says plus -7, the 7 tells me I'm gonna move 7 to the left. Well, if I move 7 to the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Where do I end up at? -10. So that is my answer. Now, if you take a look, it says, here's your rule. If they have the same sign, which means they are both negative, you add the numbers together and you give them the common sign. So this is like the cheat. Like this is the cheat code. All I have to do is take 3 and 7. You basically ignore the sign, add those together, 10, but it has to have that same sign. Like I can't owe somebody $3 and then if I owe Preston 3 and I owe Brett 7, that's a total of what? 10. Okay? So you add those together, it stays negative. All right, what about -8 plus -4? Any ideas what that would be? Okay, Jalen. It's going to be -12. They are both negative. You add them together, you stay negative. Now, once we get into positive and negatives, every now and then somebody just goes haywire and just forgets the common ones, like 6 plus 9. Those are just two positive numbers added together. What's your answer? 15.
We're not trying to trick you. Like, there's gonna be one like this, at least one like this on the quiz that we're gonna take. But we're gonna see all kinds of crazy answers on 6 plus 9.
Right. So yeah, we are not trying to trick you at all. All right, now if they have different signs, and what I mean by different signs, 6 plus -4. This is a positive, I think this is a negative. All right, let me go to the number line for a second. 6 plus -4 tells me to start at 6. And if it says I'm adding a negative, I go to the left. Well, where do I end up if I go 4 to the left? I end up at 2. So that answer is 2. Now, some of you will get this like boom and you already have it. And some of you, it just takes a little while. You got to come up with some strategies. Everybody kind of moves at a different pace on these. -7 plus 3. What do you think that answer is, Christian?
-4.
-4. That is correct. All right. And what about 9 plus -15? Jamie? -6. All right. Now here's the cheat code. And this is what we'll kind of refer to. If you got a positive and a negative, you're always going to take the bigger number minus the smaller number. Kind of ignore their signs. That's what it means by absolute value. So you're going to take 7 minus 3 is 4. 15 minus 9 is 6. 6 minus 4 is 2. And then you get the sign of the higher number. Okay, the sign of the higher number. Okay, now that you got a little bit of room there, I'm going to add 2 right underneath here. I want you to write these down and put the answers. If you have, we're not going down to that next section yet. What if I have -8 plus 5? Do that one. And if I have 16 plus -7. Okay, what are those two? Just add those 2 in there. If you will.
Yeah, we're struggling a little bit. They don't have a number line on there. Draw yourself a number line. It's a huge help. Yep. Okay.
All right, Evan. Okay, -8 plus 5 is -3, agreed. 16 plus -7. Right here, Sam.
9.
+9, good. It always takes the sign of the larger number. Always takes the sign of the larger number for that one. Okay, subtract. Subtract. Thank you. Subtracting is adding the opposite. So here's what I'm going to suggest. Some of you might be able to look at this and get the answer. And if you know it, that's one thing, but I'm going to give you a little bit of strategy. We're going to go back to what we just did. So here's what you do. Anytime you see a minus, the first number stays just like it is. We make this a plus, and we take whatever's after the minus, and we change its sign. So it's a 10 minus 17. What's the opposite of 17? It is -17. So now we're just basically converting into a problem we just did. What is 10 plus -17, Taylor? It is -7. Okay, it is -7. So you're starting at 10, you're going back 17 spaces, you gotta go past 0.
If you guys think of this one way, when you were in 7th grade and we were dividing fractions, we taught you strategy, keep, change, flip. Okay, it's kind of the same thing when we're subtracting these numbers. We're gonna keep the first one, we change the subtraction sign to an addition, and then we flip the last number to its opposite. So it says +17, it becomes -17.
Keep the first one, change your sign, flip the last one to its opposite. So it's,
Always for subtraction.
so it's -8, keep it, change, plus, and make that 5 a -5. And I like to put that in parentheses just because it makes it a little bit easier to read. -8 plus -5. Okay, Connor.
-13.
-13, good. Good, -13. And now, all right, now this is one's a little bit different. -3 minus -15. So -3, keep it. Change it to a plus. Well, what's -15?
15.
15. Now, you don't have to make it a plus 15. You can just put a 15. It's already applied. Joe? Now, be careful here. Not -18, because here, this becomes -3 plus 15. So now they got different signs. So subtract them, 15 minus 3, which is 12, and take the sign of the higher number. So this should be +12. Okay, because don't forget that negative in front. So keep, change, flip that sign. So keep, change, flip. All right. Whoa. Now flip it over on the back. There are 10 problems there. Just do those on your own, and we're going to go through them together. I just want to see however you think, whatever you need to do to get those answers, do those on your own. So, again, subtraction. Subtraction. Keep it right there. This minus sign right there, right? So we gotta do the cube change flip, so it's 7. You gotta change that to a plus. And you flip that to 1. So it's 7 plus 3. So 10. Okay, how should we write that? There's a minus sign? Okay, so it's right 7 underneath it, right? So put your 7 down, you keep that, change that to a plus.
Only where it's originally
Flip that to a 1.
okay. So that you have here,
Change that to
positive or addition, changes the
So
positive.
that's correct. Here, now, that's already a plus.
And then you start thinking about what that would be, okay? So this is when I got an absolute value, with my base absolute value, 6 or 8. So my answer is gonna be positive. And then I just really do big minus small. There you go. Okay, that's a minus 7.
Are you doing these probabilities here?
Just those first 10. Right, strange for 93, you just gotta look at the sign, think they're the same. You subtract.
I was going quick, sorry.
Come on, quick. You gotta crawl before you walk. No, we only want to keep change flip when we start with subtraction.
Oh,
You did? Simple mistakes, that's all. Yeah. Ready? I agree, 12 plus 9 is 10. It's not just 12 plus negative. So look, that's subtraction, that's subtraction. That's subtraction, that's subtraction.
How you doing?
These are, so only those ones that I circle are gonna be, if you change flip.
Okay.
That is correct.
he's right. He's third.
No. That would go with the-
Hey, we're gonna go over these.
Add them together and keep that sign. Well, okay.
All right, hey, couple things here. And then we'll go over these because I'm feeling, and we're gonna spend a couple days on this, so don't panic. And if you're getting these, great. All right, key things, if they're both the same sign and it's a plus, 6 plus 4, that's 10. Okay, and these are never gonna change. If you have one negative and one positive, -6 plus 4. That is where our cheat code is. We subtract the two numbers. Okay, you just pretend that's, don't worry about signs at this point. What's 6 minus 4? That is 2. And then now you take the sign of the higher one. This is like you got 6 red chips and 4 green chips. So how many more red chips do we have? 2. It's going to be -2. Now, if this is 6 plus -4, okay, I got 6 green chips, 4 red chips. How many extra green chips do I have? I have 2. So this is +2. And now if you have -6 plus -4, if they're both the same sign, what's that answer? That's got to be
10.
not 10, but -10. Now, this is when is a plus sign. What do you do if it's a minus sign? We told you to change it to a what? Plus, and then you're going to use your same rules. So right here for number 7, not number 7, number 1, change that minus sign to a what? Plus, and then what do we do to this -3? Make it a positive. That becomes 7 plus 3, which is 10. So your first answer should be 10. Number 2, -6 plus 8. I don't need to change anything because it's a plus. This would be like this one here. I got a negative and a positive. subtract the numbers. What is 8 minus 6? It is 2. Is it positive or negative? Positive. Positive 2. Fix it if you need to. If you have it wrong, make sure you fix it. Okay, for that. What's number 3? 12 plus negative 9. Okay, Allie, what do I need to do? What do you think? Okay, which one is it like? It's going to be like this third one. 12 plus negative 9. This is a positive and a negative. So this is for anybody. Go ahead and subtract, Hanan. Yep. 3. Positive 3 would be the answer because you're going to subtract 12 minus 9 is 3. The 12 is bigger than the 9, so then we're done. Okay, Evan, do you know the answer to number 4? 9?
Yeah.
He's close. Okay, what do we got here? Grant.
Negative 9.
-9. So right there, if they're both the same sign, -5 plus -4, add them together, they got to keep the same sign. All right, now I got a minus sign. So make this -8 plus what?
Negative 3.
Plus -3. Morgan, what do you think the final answer? What do you have for the final answer for number 5?
-11.
-11 is correct. -11 is correct. Okay, it'll take a couple times here. 6. I got a minus. -12 minus +2, so we take -12. Make the minus a what?
There says positive 3.
Oh, does yours say 3?
Yeah.
Okay. So that becomes a plus a
What's that?
-3. Ooh, what do we got for that one, Rachel? -15. -15. All right. Number 7. What do you got for that one, Christian?
-4.
The answer is going to be -4. Good. It becomes 5 plus -9. This becomes 5 plus +1. And some of you have learned in the past, anytime you got two negatives together, really, what does it become? If I got a minus and negative, some of you had learned that it already becomes a +1, which is fine. So that becomes a 6. So fix that if you need to. -9 plus 15. Zachary. Zach, what do you think?
6.
6 is correct. All right, this tends to be the hardest one. Minus and negative. Two negatives together just become a what? A positive. So you'll learn, you switch that sign, that becomes a +7. And what do you think, Christian?
1.
The answer is 1. Okay, the answer is 1 for that. Go ahead and at least get these out for now. Hey, let's do a couple there on the bottom. You're gonna see problems where they have a variable, like an A and a C. All you have to do is substitute in, but you gotta watch, it says a plus here. So substitute in -7 for A plus C is -15. So you gotta write it like this. -7 plus 15. What do you think? Grant?
-22.
-22 would be the answer. We are not on that. We're still on your notes. We're still on your notes. We're still on your notes. Okay. B minus A. B is 10 minus A, which is -7. 10 plus +7. Two negatives just become a plus. 10 plus 7 is? Yep.
17.
Thank you, Colin. 17. And A minus B is going to be -7 minus B, which is 10. You can write it like that. And final answer,
-17.
-17. Okay, here is your assignment. Is that worksheet Mr. Schler is passing out? We're going to review some of this tomorrow. You need to do all the problems. If you need to use a number line, use a number line. You need to take chips, use a chip, but use those rules for that. I'm going to pause.